Welcome back, my friends. We are back with a brand new edition of Deep Dive. Yeah, I'm looking at some tarot cards today. I'm going to be looking at the one, the only, the Emperor. Yeah, you guys know him. He's got that daddy energy, doesn't he? You can see it's pretty clear right there, isn't it? But anyway, when we look at this guy, we take a look and we see what does he have to offer us? What is he giving us? The nurture, the nature, the protection, yeah, the structure with this wonderful, powerful throne. Knock him off that. He is the law of form. He is the mountain of stability. If you see the fire in the background, the mountains here, he is the moment of creation, the moment of build, because he becomes the powerful protector. He shapes and defines and protects. He doesn't just flow that energy. He's always wondering what's next. How can I get there? With stability at his side and structure at his foundation, he is wonderful to create and build. What I look for him to see, as I see, he teaches the power without the order, without collapse, without the compassion. He brings tyranny. So he has to be compassionate as a leader, and he knows that. As he comes in here, he's bringing the stability to other people, that foundation that most people miss, like the throne, the armor. Look at him. He has the red robe, the crown. He's very powerful. This is why we use the word emperor when we talked about him, because he has the Ankh even in his hand, and in the background, the mountain. That throne is a powerful throne because it's carved with ram's heads. You'll notice there's Aries raw power on the sides here. And what you'll also notice is the armor that he has, because beneath those robes, he wears that shiny armor, right? Beautiful, beautiful. He's protected, but a divine protection. So he has authority, but he also must defend. And that true power that he brings protects what is sacred, what is divine, what is sacred to him. And that red robe that he has on his back here is that fuel, it's the stability. He's tempered by control. He understands what emotional maturity is even, right? That's what I see here with the gray beard, the crown, sovereignty. He recognizes that he is the one who rules, not just others, but himself. He holds himself to a higher regard. That's the thing we got to get here, because his energy with this mastery of foundation, of connection, of depth, he holds the Ankh in his hand because he's showing that life and divine authority come hand in hand. The rulership is tied to the service of the greater good, the greater order, the cosmic collective, as I would call it. And the mountain behind him, if you see there, it's not. It almost looks digital, right? It's unyielding. It's like so fiery. It's barren even. Like it's almost doesn't even look like a normal mountain. And that's the mountain, and that fire energy that's in the back, that's Aries energy. This whole thing has a lot of Aries energy because the card itself is ruled by Mars. It has the driven, the initiative, the connection, the long term, because the Emperor comes in with leadership. It's fueled by the courage. And you'll notice the number 4 up top there. The number 4 is part of that numerology that we've been really doing a lot of deep diving in. If you haven't been here, make sure you hit that thumbs up and you subscribe, because I'm always going into this stuff. So the number 4 is literally just saying, hey, stability, loyalty, hardworking. It's a realistic connection, the honest, sincere, emotional, mature, conservative, protective daddy figure that comes in and says, I got you. Because when I look at this Aries energy, I look at this power that they bring in with that number 4, their foundation, they are the 4 walls of stability. They're the square, the cornerstone, right? But the point is, the principle is of cause and effect, because what they're bringing in, they're governing, they're powering, but they're governing over what? Both the cosmos and self. They're saying, what is the universe? They epitomize that nothing is random, and we have flow behind the scenes here. That's what that energy is that's hiding in the back there. So I look at this as 396 hertz frequency, a little bit of architect of the order energy, right? It's anchoring your will to structure. Build, and build. Always build. Keep yourself moving forward. I call it the lattice. It's your functional power. If you don't know what it is, the lattice is an interweaved energy, I would call it, from my own perspective. But it's more like a universal connection. When I do tests and I do my own spiritual looking into, I see that this is about building strong foundations with the 4, the home, the work, the creation, the family, the boundaries as they sit strong on this throne. It's them and others. You know, they have one seat and they practice discipline. As you see, they're sitting very stalwart, powerful, not afraid. So what I see with that is that creative order comes in, the clarity. It replaces chaos. It's the structure and honor. It's the leading with wisdom. Their authority incarnate. You know what I'm saying? When I see them, I look at them and saying, okay, what do they offer here? What is the sense that they bring something different than other people? And they're essentially karma. They're a soul contract. They're going to repeat their cycles. They're going to keep saying no, 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 until that unfinished business is done. They're a teacher. They're a guide. They're karma. They're absolutely the forgiveness from the universe saying you're going to be strong and powerful and keep going. That's the... And I look at it, look, I see numerology. I'll see like 3, 4, 5. I'll see those kind of numbers. And I'll look and dial into that because it's telling me that I need closure sometimes. And that's often really not easy. And 333 energy has that sense of like where we're at, how we're getting in there. But the reality of that is it's completion through power, through sense of self. And the spiritual messages that come along with this are pretty much that they're structured, they're power, they're disciplined. They are what I would consider to be authority. It begins and ends with them. They are the incarnate of respect. When you see this emperor, you're noticing that there's a lot of fire and power, but they even have in their hand that golden apple, and they have the Ankh, and it's possessing that knowledge, that power. And some people call that orb or that connection in their left hand, that some people consider to be the world. So it depends on how you want to analyze it, but I see it personally, like I say, it's like knowledge, it's the golden knowledge, only because I have teacher energy, and that's why I see it in that sense. But they're holding the world by their hand, and that's what it kind of comes down to. In that left hand, they're holding that, protecting. And when I look at this, I see it, I wonder what is going down. And I might even pull cards on top of this. If you ever watch me read live, I'll pull a card. What does that mean? Is this world completion energy, or is it kind of brand new starts? The apple of creation, the apple of my eye energy. Because they are order. They dissolve fear through their stability. They operate in a sense of domination, power, foundation, creation, and flow. They're not trying to be something they're not. That's the difference. That's what other people try to do. And that's what the Empress comes in and says, I'm me. I'm who I want to be. The lattice was built in my framework, in my sense of self. So that what I look at and what I see here is the connection of that, what I would consider to be the long term. And the apple that's in the hand, the left hand of the Emperor, it has a lot of meaning. And we go into this depth and why we're here and why do we come in, and we have to understand that sometimes these cards have multiple meanings. And that's the feminine hand, that's the power hand, that's like the lesser powered hand, right? It's the listening energy. It's a symbol of receptivity, balance, and power, and esoteric cult. It's a spiritual interpretation. And that energy, what's in their left hand, allows you to connect to the beyond, to the divine. But if there's one thing I could tell you about the Emperor card, I see it like this. I look at it like it's quiet. His rulership is powerful. He commands and he has a key. He knows who he is. He knows what he wants and he knows how he gets there. And he's power without stillness. Because he's not sitting there quietly waiting. He's masculine incarnate. He's the opposite of the feminine. So you have the Emperor and the Empress. The old, the young. The wise, the nurturer, the mentor, the mentee, right? It could be even a relationship that's blossoming when you see this card, depending on what happens. Because the Emperor's teaching us that chaos is not conquered with force, but with structure, with love, with caring. He is the mountain that holds us steady while the storm rages. It reminds us that freedom without discipline is collapsing. It keeps us wondering. But we build without light. We build without empire energy. It's hard to connect with this guy because he's telling you when you can't get right up to him. You have to witness him creation, witness him building and becoming. So I ask you guys in below, let me know, what are you creating? What's your Emperor energy? What are you building right now? As always, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and let others know I'm here. I'll see you soon, guys. Peace.